Yes, Kathy, tell us what you're going to be doing here.
Well, the program that I do currently is called Heart of Mind, Radio for the New Millennium, and that's a show that's primarily about consciousness, spirituality, and health. So I look into various ways we can heal ourselves on those levels, the mind, body, the spirit, the soul. And I like to speak with some of the same kind of people we're going to be speaking with on this program. And generally, you can hear Heart of Mine on WBAI in New York, 99.5 FM, and WBAI.org. It's also on the Progressive Radio Network, PRN.FM. But I'm really excited to be initiating this project with you. And we are going to be starting a new program. So why don't you tell us about this new program?
Okay, I'm glad you asked, Kathy. The new program that we're gonna collaborate together with is to get people to tap into their gifts and talents. I have this mission that I have been in my heart for a long time, and it's to get people to tap into their innate gift that God has given them. And once you find that innate gift that you have from birth, you can become, you're created, your creativity will flourish. You will blossom. Trying to get people to tap into their gift, especially in this pandemic season where a lot of jobs have been lost. Find your gift, find a new job that's your gift, your talent, and what you're passionate with, and tap into that gift. And matter of fact, you will be serving people, others. That's what your gift is about, serving others.
And the program is called Anchored.
Anchored in Grace.
Anchored in Grace.
Anchored in Grace gives us power. Because once you're anchored with grace, the grace is a power. Gives you power to do what you need to do.
That's right, anchored with grace. So what does grace really mean?
Grace. Grace means that you have the power. God has given us grace, and He gave us favor, and He gave us a multitude of things. But grace is power. You are graced. We are graced to be here. We are graced to be talking to people throughout the world. We're graced to do this and to bless others. Mm-hmm. Grace is the power to do this. Mm-hmm. And so grace has a lot of things with it, but it is power. That's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. And so also the first part of it, anchored with grace. And so what does that mean to be anchored with grace, to live that way, as opposed to, just being maybe a little bit wishy-washy with grace?
Meaning that once you know what you're about, once you step into your gifts and your talents and your purpose in life, you become anchored. I'm unmovable because I know what my purpose is. And my mission statement's about telling people about themselves, tapping into their gifts and their talents, motivating people to tap into their gifts. When you are anchored, it's like a ship that's anchored. You can't move it. A ship is anchored, you can't move, but the ship is anchored in grace, right? That means it has power to stay where it's at, has power to go through their purpose, their gifts, their talents, their purpose in life. They're anchored in it, and so nothing can move them. Nothing.
Excellent. And what will we be doing? Who will we be talking to? What kind of programs do you envision for this collaboration?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. We're going to be talking to politicians. We're going to be talking to celebrities. We're going to be talking to people throughout the world. We're going to be on Zoom or WebEx, and we're going to bring in the world. And we're going to talk about their gifts and their talents and try to get them to tap into their gifts, tap into that higher vibration, who they are. And so we're going to bring on celebrities on the show. We're going to bring in, again, politicians and everybody else that will come in and talk about it.
Right, and hopefully those of you who'll be tuning in will be able to learn from these people who have achieved some successes in their lives, and they'll be able to share their best advice or tips, and it'll be a way of us all developing our own gifts, though it may be different than our guests. They'll have some idea of how to get maybe from the starting point to the midpoint to the more advanced point of being able to cultivate and express what we're trying to create in our own lives.
That is correct. That is correct. And once you're able to tap in and cultivate, like you said, then you're able to move, because everybody has a story. You have a story. We have a story. And so your story is going to be told out of your talents and your gifts. And you cultivate that gift that's in you, that innate gift that's in you. And so we have a story, and you'll learn from the guests, because they'll tell you how they arrived. They'll tell you how they realize what their gifts are and how many gifts that they have. You don't have to have just one gift, but if you do, that's it. That's fine. But if you have many gifts, that's also excellent. So they'll be walking us through as we are asking questions. Kathy and I will be asking questions. And we'll have a host of other people, and we'll get the healing, the body, the healings from you. And
it'll be wonderful. And then, as we cultivate and work with this program, we're going to have opportunities for all of our listeners to connect with us during our programs. When we're going live, you'll be able to send in texts and ask your own questions. And so there'll be some opportunity for interaction, and we'll be able to convey to you resources that you can follow as you're going on with your own work and developing your own expertise. You might need specific kinds of resources, and we're going to be helping with that as well.
Yes, we will be doing that. And we just want you to remember this, that you do have a gift, you do have a purpose in life, and we want you to try to learn. And that takes you to go inside of you, to tap into your own self and into your mind, into your gut, into your spirit, and find out what your purpose is here on earth is, and then put it to work. Put it to work.
That's right, because the world is waiting.
Amen.
For you.
Amen. I'm glad you said that. The world is waiting for you.
There you go.